He sat back on the floor while breathing heavily. His heart was clenching continuously. Tears were rolling down on his cheeks when he felt that fear of losing someone who is very special to him. Without wasting time, he rushed towards the door and came out of his room. He came down and searched every corner of the living room and kitchen, only to find them empty. He ran towards the main door as he eyed to his guard to open the main gate of his mansion. He held the gate quickly with his trembling hand and came out. The moment he came out, he froze at his place when he heard that crashing sound from a little distance. A car hit someone who was running to cross the road. Everything went blank around him. That cold breeze was giving him chills inside his spine. Slowly, he tilted his head towards his left just to see who it was. He slowly started taking his steps towards that person who was lying on that snowy road while he was getting hit by everyone who was rushing towards that body just to help that person. Within a second, that lifeless body was surrounded by many people. teahyung was trying hard to walk towards that person. Tears did not stop running from his eyes. He could feel that he had lost someone. That fear of losing the love of his life was not letting him breathe. He sucked his breath when his eyes fell on that snow around the head of that body, which started getting red when it soaked up the blood that was coming out from injured head. He was praying inside and hoping that it should not be you. He could feel a sudden pang in his heart when he heard that it was a woman. He ran towards that body like there is no tomorrow. His trembling feet were not helping him to walk properly. His heart was pounding crazily. He pushed that crowd aside with both hands and he fell down on his knees. When his eyes landed on your lifeless figure, everything went silent for him. His world stops around him. He came towards your body on his knees. He was staring at your face and the blood was coming out from your head. Snow was dropping on your face as he slowly pulled his hand out and wiped your face gently. He mumbled your name slowly with unstable breath before taking your upper body on his lap. Unknowingly, his right palm was covered with blood, which made him shift his gaze from your face to his hand, then again to your closed eyes. He was waiting desperately for your response. He was not able to speak properly as his tears were stuck in his throat, making him choke. He kept patting your cheeks slowly. He burst into tears and pulled your upper body towards his. He closed his eyes tightly while hugging you, wrapped his hands around you and clutched your jacket in his both fists, which shows how desperately he wants you and not ready to let you go. After a few moments, he flinched hard when someone patted on his shoulder. Slowly, he opened his eyes and got confused. He scanned that place slowly, just to find himself in his room. He was lying on his bed. He slowly touched his cheeks to feel that wetness because of tears, while staring at the ceiling, trying to catch his breath, he wiped the sweat from his forehead and quickly sat up on his bed. He got up and was about to walk towards the door, but stopped when he realized that he had stepped on something. He quickly closed his eyes while praying and hoping this should not be real. He took a step back and slowly opened his teary eyes just to see what was there. He let out a deep sigh of relief when he found there was a tissue. Without wasting his time, he came out of his room, rushed towards the downstairs. He scanned the living room and kitchen just to find it empty. A sudden anxiety rolled in his stomach to know where you are. He placed his right hand on his chest before pressing it a little. His heart was not ready to calm down. Unwantedly, he looked at the main door. He was not ready to go out to check, not wanting his dream to come true. Suddenly, his thought got disturbed when he felt someone's presence in that balcony which was attached to the living room. He sighed in relief and felt a relaxation in his heart, which had been beating crazily since a very long time. You were standing on that balcony, leaning forward, resting your elbow on the rail. Suddenly, you startled when you felt a pair of arms around your stomach. You were about to turn back, but he stopped you by pressing his chest on your back and putting his chin on your shoulder. Now you know that it's him. Knowing this fact, you choose to stay still, not even trying to move. There was a long silence. Then your heart skipped when you felt that your clothes were getting wet on your shoulders slowly. A sudden urge arose inside you to see him. You tried to turn back, but failed, as he did not let you turn. You took his name slowly so that he could let you see him. You pressed your lips to each other, making a thin line, trying not to let out your sobs as a drop of tears rolled down on your cheeks. You hummed in response and nodded slowly. He took a deep breath before speaking out, and you could feel his breath over your shoulder. He snuggled over your shoulder before sobbing once. You suddenly turned back, making him startled, placing both of your palms on his chest and his arms around your waist, looking up at his teary eyes, the same as yours, and you started throwing your tantrums on him. He was standing there with a concerned face, admiring the way you were appreciating him. You smiled at him and wiped his tears with your fingers before spreading your arms, denoting him to hug you with a pout. like a kid who wants her favorite doll. He wiped your tears too before taking you in a tight hug as you snuggle yourself against his broad and muscular chest.
그댈 보며 그대 손 잡으며 내 하루